Hi folks, welcome to my 8-Bit Retro Journal. This is a video for December, one of my favorite hashtag events on YouTube. Today I'm going to be working on this Dell keyboard. You'll get a full view of it eventually, but this is a Dell keyboard and it's PS2 and it's one of those combo deals that has a built-in trackball. And you can see the trackball is disappeared. When you saw my preview video, if you saw my preview video, you saw that I couldn't find it, and I did finally find it. It was actually right in front of me. I had it in a box that's like a business card box, so I just assumed it was business cards. But here it is. This is the circuit board for the trackball, and then the other pieces are in here, which is the trackball, and I'll do a close-up of it eventually. But basically, it has two small wheels, and those wheels have very small rollers on it, unlike what you might see in a normal mouse. And so I'm trying to find some replacements of those, or maybe I'll show you what they look like before I do that. Maybe that'll make sense. So I'll take the roller out. Here's one, and I'll zoom in on it so you can see. All right, so let's do that. Let me zoom in. So here's the roller, and you can see that there's a little, on this piece of metal where my thumb is where a small rubber ring goes, and it's very small, and that's where the, is this? Oh yeah, so I think it's actually a little bent too. I just noticed that the wheel here is bent. It's hard to see, but I'll have to fix that. But yeah, so a little rubber roller goes in, and that causes this to spin. You can see where it's bent. It's soft plastic, so I should be able to bend it straight again. I'm not worried. Otherwise, I'll have a gap, and I'll have bigger problems. But so this these rubber rolls have deteriorated, and so I'm going to have to try to find replacements. So let me zoom out again. And what I'm expecting is like a sheath for a cable, like this one is, well, I looked at this first, but the problem with a pen, which is nice and cylindrical, is the hole's too big. It also might be too slippery. But then I looked at these two, and I'll zoom in again on that. Okay, here's a close-up of two. It's harder to see, but so this one up here was off a capacitor leg, and you can see it's pretty circular, although not quite complete. And then this black one is harder to see, is a cable, but you know, it doesn't have to be off by much. Let me zoom out for the ball not to roll properly. But I think I'll try this cable first and see if I can put it on here. Okay, so let's. The first thing I want to do is. You saw that has a bent pin. It's going to be delicate, but let me zoom in again and see if I can't straighten it out with this thing. So it's going to be delicate work. If I screw this up, this video is going to end very quickly. All right, so let's do that. So I have, this is a bent, and what I need to do is I need to straighten this out. So I'm not going to do this on camera because I'm worried that I don't have the dexterity. So I'm going to have to get closer to it. So let me come back to that. Okay, the bad news is it did fall off. You can see. Good news is it's right there, so I'm going to try to glue it on. It's going to be delicate. I'm going to have to use my sort of magnifying glasses, so let me come back to that. Okay, operation number one was successful, and here's how I did it. This was too small for a toothpick, a tweezer, so I took a toothpick, I dabbed some Elmer's glue on the end, and then stuck the little piece of plastic to the end of that and let it dry a little bit, and that gave me a good way to kind of poke it in. Then I used crazy glue, dabbed it on a piece of plastic or something that wouldn't soak in, and then I dabbed it and stuck it in, and then applied a little bit on top and bottom. And I think I got it to hold. Obviously, I needed to use this set of helping hands to do it. Let me again. I'm going to take this off of the helping hands and show you what I got. And I think this is going to work. All right. So let me zoom in again on that. All right, here it is. I have it at an angle, and the one that's been glued on, as I don't want to poke it again, is that one right there. You can see it's a little bit fatter. What I did is I put it at the end of this toothpick, and then I just kind of poked it on like that, other side, and then I also dabbed some glue on both sides, and I think that's going to hold. And all you really need is, you can see on the outline, it has the spacing. It just has light falling through, so it's actually not going to require any extra strength other than holding it while it's spinning. So I think this is good. I think I fixed it. All right, let's go back out. I put it back on the helping hands. I'm going to let it sit there because it'll protect it until I'm ready to work with it. So I just have to be very careful that I don't, because I do have to handle it a bit more. But if I show you how this actually ends up working on this piece, so the other one's still protected. Let me zoom in again. Lots of zooming in today, I guess. Okay, here it is. You can see this is the other one, and it rotates, and you can see there's already a sheath there, and it's held together with a small spring, so that this is the one that's missing. So I'm hoping to put this back together with a new sheath and have this all work. All right, so let me zoom out. So it's delicate work. I think I'll focus on the one that's not broken first, because that way I can try the sheath out. So this is one I need to take out, and the way you take it out is there's just a little spring that's holding this in, and so you can just kind of, yeah, so it's out now, but just to be careful so that I don't break it. So again, this has a rubber wheel in there, but it is not yeah, I don't think it's even, and I'm going to try to replace it with yeah, I mean, this always sort of gets stuck, having used it in the past, because this is not completely circular. Let me take a look at it. Yeah, I'm going to try it with this. So what I have to do is cut this into these width, and then I have to sort of put it on. So the way to do that is I got a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to free cut it. Yeah, so just create a nice, of course this is going to squish it, but boom, and then we want to have it a certain width. Oh, where did it go? Oh, there it is. It can't be too wide, because then it won't work. I think it's too wide, but let's I might have to just do another one. The width is important, because if you don't have the right width, it's not going to work. It's really hard. It's still too wide. Might have to use a knife or something, because I'm not getting the right. Let's do it here. I mean, I can still use the other ones. It's just harder to cut with a pair of scissors. Yeah, that's better. No, let's see if we can pull this one off and put this guy on. It should become a little thicker when, yeah, there we go. I don't know if this is going to be the right thickness for it, but so, and then this has to go in here, basically. Well, maybe the other ones are actually wide enough. Let's do the wider one. So this doesn't have any broken traces, but I'm still kind of worried about, so I'm trying to be very careful with not holding it on. Yeah. Maybe the other two are actually just the right width, so I'm going to use the other two. I think I'm going to have to get a pair of pliers for the other one, because I don't want to hold it by its spokes. I feel like that's just going to be disaster. There you go. Yeah, that'll actually work. Huh? Now all I have to do is get it past the spring as it sits in its place. So where is the spring? The spring's right here. Okay. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, and I'm not going to try to. It's just very fidgety work. You basically are trying to get it. Oh, the spring is. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, to get under the spring, you just kind of, oops, you don't want to break the spring either. So lots of places where you can ruin this thing. And now it's out of its, yeah, this is not the most fun fix, but okay, I guess I'll zoom in to see what you're doing. So I got to get this little doohickey on the spring over to hold this in place. That's what I'm working on. Alrighty, let's try it one more time. It's this guy. Goes in here. Oops. Goes in here, and then I just have to try to get this. So basically, I just gotta get something under the spring. I'm gonna try to keep using the. Hold on, there we go. That's it. Boom. Look at that. Now the question is, will the ball roll it? It does. Look at that. And the problem with this is always, does the ball roll it smoothly? And it certainly does. Again, another zoom in. Here you can see that it's rolling. Now we just have to do it with the broken one, and that's the one I'm more concerned about. So maybe I will leave it on the alligator clips. Don't want to touch it some more. I do have the, here's the other one. And I can use a little bit of leverage here. Oops. There we go. So holding this in place and pushing this in. Yeah. Okay, that's in. Yep, I don't know if that'll work or not, but now the issue is putting it in its place without destroying it. So that goes here. Yep, it's going to go here. Where does it go? Oh, it goes this way, so yeah. So it goes in here. I think it needs to be further in. Okay, well, now comes a moment of truth. I have to sort of set it in here. It goes in this hole first. You can see this is slightly pushed. There we go. And then it goes into. Very delicate operation. Push this. There we go. It's in. So now the only thing is left to do without breaking it is to get the spring to cooperate. And the way to do that is, without touching the gears, is to get this under. And you just, yep, so basically we're just going to bring this all the way up. All the way up. Bring the spring, oops. Oh, we're almost there. Here we go. Okay. It's not all the way in yet, but it's going to be here in a second. Here we go. All right. Do we have... Oh, we're going to put this on here and close it so the ball doesn't go. There we go. There's another little spring doohickey, but that actually works pretty well. So yeah, I think it's in there. So will these rollers work? That's the question. They're a little smaller than what I've used in the past, but I don't know. you know, as long as they can make contact with the ball and roll smoothly, that's all you need. And if I look at the original rollers, which I have in here, yeah, they are bigger, but you know, if all you have is smaller ones, I mean, as long as it works. So there is another spring mechanism, and I forget how it goes, so I'm gonna have to learn how to do this again. It goes in here. It's it's in here. It's this thing, and I don't remember how this thing goes. I know it actually gets soldered in. Oh, it goes right here. Yeah, and then it goes through the other side. I don't know what it does, but let's put that in. It actually gets soldered to the circuit board. And then we close it up. Again, trying not to break anything. It's been a while since I've worked with this. But yep, this is fun stuff. And I know that for the most of it, there we go. And then we just okay. So just checking out the play on how this is turning. The problem is if it skips, and even though these were fatter, it just skipped a lot. And so I'm trying to, so if a smaller sheath is just more cylindrical, might work. So the next thing to do is put it back in here. And so I'm not going to do close up again, but the light sensors are right here and here. So that means this goes in this way and this way. Right? And so that's why the thing that I fixed, I think it'll be fine, because it just has to ride freely in between those things. It's not going to be put in jeopardy. And then where is the thing that pokes? Oh yeah, so actually we'll have to it has to get soldered in, unfortunately. What I want to do for now, because it does also screw in, so there's a solder blob right here. I don't know why it has that. Maybe it just secures the whole thing. Let me poke a hole in that by heating it up, and then I'll come back. I got the hole pierced through. I'm not going to zoom in this time, but the hole is right here. And so now what I need to do is I've got screws. I've got at least 2 screws. I'm trying to figure out which screws I'm actually putting in. And I think it's these 2 right here. I'm going to be very careful about putting screws in. I apologize about the background noise, but we've got some lawn care going on outside, which is always very noisy. But I want to see if I can't back this screw out and then in, and see if that actually will take. Yep, okay, so that is a screw that should go in there. I'm not breaking any plastic. And I have another one here. I'm going to assume it goes on the opposite end. Yeah, they're leaf blowers that I'm, hopefully I can use Audacity to get rid of it. Okay, I don't think the other one goes here, so that's the trackball, and hopefully this all works still. Okay, so it goes in here like this, and you have to put this piece on first. So this connects basically the trackball mouse through the keyboard, through the mouse cable. And then there are 2 standoffs. This is just a big hole because I put the screw in here, it doesn't catch. So it's these 2 standoffs. And there's a hole here and here. Again, use a small screwdriver to I'll always back off and then just let it screw go in without forcing it. That's usually a good way of doing it. And then the same here. Ta-da, we have it back together. And then I'm not going to put the backing on. I've got these screws sort of make sure that it, because I do want to, well, I guess I don't have to take it out again to solder that little piece. Eventually I will solder it. But I might take it apart again in order to do that. Alright, so this is our keyboard. And if I turn it upside down, make sure I have it in frame. Yeah. So, I have, next thing to do is I got to sort of test this out, and I need a special adapter. So let me go grab that, and then we'll test it out on the computer to see if it actually works. I've got my keyboard back together, and I've got it plugged into my iMac running Windows 7. I've got this connector. I don't know if this has any logic in there or not. It seems to have this big, it goes to USB from here, and I don't know if there's a chip in here or not. I don't think there is. But anyways, it recognizes the device, and you can see if I move my mouse on the screen. Seems to work. And that works really well. I think this, moving it slowly. Let's try the keyboard. Let's do the whole alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. I mean, all. Yep, it's all working. And then what about numlock is, numlock's turned on. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, seems to be working. And I think the function keys, it did open up a window on this side. Let me close it. So that was the help. But yeah, no, so I think it's working. Let's try here. Let's pick a, let's see if we can draw. Maybe we'll say hello. Oh. In cursive. Yeah, so I think I fixed my keyboard. So I like this. I might use it for my Q68. It's nice and black like the QL. It's got sort of flat black. But I think it has a foot missing here I need to find. But yeah, it's a Dell one. I don't know what year it is. I'll put it in the comments when I look at the specs. But having this trackball here is kind of nice. So anyway, that's my video for today. Happy December, and we'll go watch a bunch more. All right, so thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.